Second Life is an internet virtual world with over 9 million residents. A few months ago, I became one myself, having my own character or avatar created, not just to explore this place of fantasy and design, but also to investigate it. I've seen incredible things. You could find a real-life job here, learn about campaign groups, go dancing, and even test drive a car. But there's a darker side. The sex industry is huge here, and there are questions over the age of people accessing this material, but that's just the beginning. Our virtual investigator has found something much more disturbing. Hidden behind a shopping mall on one virtual island is a place called Wonderland. At first sight it looks like a real-life playground, but here childlike avatars are not just playing on the swings, they're offering sex. Virtual children of all ages, even toddlers. After talking to one child, I agreed a price and was taken to a sordid back alley where I was offered a range of sick sexual services, including torture, which I declined. My avatar has entered a virtual paedophile ring.
It's not okay to fantasise about this stuff. It can lead towards more serious abuse. Really, these kinds of interactions need to be shut down, stopped, and we need to be able to offer treatment as well to people who are having these sort of distorted thinking.
What you have to remember is that each avatar is controlled by a person, and it's impossible to tell what age that person is. It's quite probable that this young girl is being controlled by a grown man. So Wonderland is the perfect place for paedophiles to meet each other and encourage one another's fantasies, and if they wanted to, swap real images of child abuse.
Virtual crime has real victims, ultimately, and we've seen that time and time again. My concern is that when that person steps out of the fantasy world, that they actually bring that fantasy with them to the real world and will ultimately seek to act that out. Because we're very clearly talking about adults in an environment where they are fantasizing about having brutal acts of sexual intercourse with children.
Archibald Wood is one paedophile who moved from fantasizing in internet chat rooms to real child abuse. His computer hard drive logged his activities and helped to convict him. But in Second Life, actions are not recorded. However, following Sky News' investigation, virtual detectives will be sent in to check out Wonderland.
We'll use undercover tactics as and when appropriate. We will infiltrate these rings, whether they're in Second Life, in a chat room, a social networking environment, a peer-to-peer group, or outside the local youth club in the real world.
But in Second Life we found many places where fantasy environments seem to cross the line. At this mock high school, women are tortured in dungeons below the classrooms. At this virtual club, it's house rules to rape girls who are supposedly kept here against their will. If it was a computer game, it would be taken off the shelves. But as this is user-created content, freely available online, no one knows quite what to do about it. At Europe's first Virtual Worlds Forum, hosted in London last week, we met the Vice President of Linden Lab, the makers of Second Life.
We don't have a police force. We don't run around and, investigate people's personal identities and go to their houses and arrest them. But if somebody's using Second Life or any other communications technology for an illegal purpose, those people should be investigated, right?
But are laws being broken? The government here is currently considering a consultation paper on whether to outlaw computer-generated imagery of child abuse and hardcore adult pornography.
We've already taken tough action on real photos or mocked up photos where children are being abused. I'm worried that even if there are no children involved, even if they're computer generated, if they develop the sort of attitudes in sex offenders that may lead to them abusing children, that is a bad thing, and that's why we're consulting on what we can do to control them.
Second Life aims to become ever more lifelike, ever more populated, and as it does, issues like virtual sexual abuse will become ever more important to lawmakers in the real world. Jason Farrell, Sky News.